Lakeisha with What's Next. Back in my husband Johnny's kitchen. Just want to welcome you guys. As usual, my husband is stuck at work again, and I am here to fend for the family and make sure that we get something to eat. Now, y'all know that I do not cook. I am not a gourmet chef. So whenever I come on here and do anything, it's going to be quick, easy, and super, super simple to put together. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do an easy but very delicious and creamy chicken noodle pasta, casserole, whatever you want to call it. But it's delicious. I've made it before. I love it. I grew up on it. And I just want to share it with you because all of you, as well as me, love quick, easy, and simple and making it our lives easier. I've already gotten started. I'm going to show you where I'm at. I'll put all of the ingredients up on the screen right now so that you can see that. Only a few ingredients, really easy to follow along. I've got the two main things cooking, so let me take you over to my stove and show you what's going on. I've got a pack of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Now, this is my favorite type of chicken to work with just because it has no bones, so I don't have to worry about deboning it. Always comes out really juicy because it is the thighs, the dark meat, and of course it's simple and it's really low cost too. So if you have a large family, it's something that you can afford to make a large portion. So I've already seasoned it with some black pepper, some seasoning salt. I've got it in my pan sauteing with just a little bit of water and garlic in the bottom, and that's it. So that's simple. This is cooking. I want to sit on the bottom side, then I'll flip it over and then I'll start tearing it up into pieces to put inside my pasta. And then over here in my big pan, now I have certain pans that I really like. I don't have to have like fancy cookware like my husband does. But over here in my big pan, I have the pasta that's cooking. And this is just one bag of just regular noodles, egg noodles. I like the thinner ones, but you can use any kind of noodles that you like. And again, with the chicken, you can use any kind of chicken you like. I just prefer the boneless, skinless chicken breast and season it however you would normally season it. So we're going to go ahead and just cook these according to the normal cooking temperatures, the normal way that you would cook it. And when we get done with our noodles and our chicken is fully cooked and you've got it cut up or shredded into pieces however you like, then we will come back together and I'll finish off and show you what we're going to do at that point. So when my chicken gets about halfway done, it's pretty close to being done. I flipped it over already. Then I take it out again before it's complete and I start cutting it up on a plate. And then I'll put it back into the pan and finish off cooking and just make sure that it gets all of the flavor into each piece. And it helps it cook a little bit faster so that you can eat dinner faster too. So everything has finished now. Our chicken is all done in the pan. You can see it nice and juicy looking, seasoned, and it is still moist. So you don't want to dry out your chicken. You can see how I have it cut up. You can make it as small as you'd like. Again, this is the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And then I have my egg noodles here. I have already drained them. And this is just one bag of the egg noodles. So I'm going to go ahead and add in about 1.5 cups of the chicken broth. I'm just going to pour that in here. Okay. And you can use just water if you need to. It doesn't have to be the chicken broth. I just like to give as much flavor as possible, but if you don't have chicken broth, just use water. It's no big deal. We're going to use the chicken bouillon, but you could always also use, what is it called? My goodness, I hate when I forget these things. Better than bouillon. That's another like a paste one that you can use. Or if you have it laying around and you can also just use, a lot of people don't know this, but you can just use ramen noodle packet. Each packet is equal to, I believe, a tablespoon, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to throw that in here as well, about 2 tablespoons for flavor, and you can always add more if you need to. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that trick about the ramen noodle packet. So if you don't have the bouillon or if you don't have the money to spend, keep it cheap. And we're gonna do the cream of chicken. I've got 2 cans of this, so I'm gonna add that in, and then I'm gonna mix it all together. So let me add this in, and then I will show you how creamy it looks. Got it all added in here now. Again, that was the 1.5 cups of the chicken broth, the 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. You could use cream of mushroom. And then the 2 tablespoons of the chicken bouillon. You could use better than bouillon chicken flavor, or you can simply just use the chicken ramen noodle packets too. So whatever you have in your house, which you guys know that's what I always use. I'm not going to plan for anything. That's the whole point of having a quick and easy meal. So if you look close, I don't know if y'all can see this, but it's super, super creamy already. And that's exactly what you want. If you don't get this creamy texture, you could always add, if you want a little more cream of chicken or cream of mushroom soup, a little milk. But right now, this is sitting perfect. I'm going to add in my chicken and stir it up, and a little bit more broth so that we have a nice moisture at the bottom. You want to make sure you're sitting. You see the bottom of my pan doesn't have much liquid. We want just a little bit of liquid because we want to heat this a little bit with it all together, so we don't want to dry it out. So again, I'm going to pour in probably about another 1/4 cup of chicken broth, and I'm going to stir my chicken in, and I'm going to put it back on low just to kind of heat it all together, and we'll come back and take a look at that. And I wanted to show, now that I've added my chicken in, it's still super creamy. However, if I look at the bottom of my pan, I do not have any additional liquid, and I want to cook this together for a little while. So I'm going to add in just a little bit more chicken broth. Again, if you're not using chicken broth, you could just add in a little bit more water or milk. If you're using milk and you want to keep it low, you could always, as far as fat content and stuff, you could always use like 2%. I'm going to put just a little bit more of the bouillon in there. So use whatever you're using in place of the bouillon. I'm going to give it another good stir. And I'm going to cover this and put it on low, probably for about 10-15 minutes. I want to get it so when I take the top off, it has a really good steam coming off from it, a really good heat. So we'll come back together and I'll let you guys know about how long it was, but I'm guessing it's going to be on low for probably about 10 to 15 minutes with the top on. All right, so after about 15 minutes of it being on low, you can see just how moist it still is. Oh, that looks delicious. All right, so I'm gonna get some on a plate. I'm making some biscuits so that I have some bread to go with it. You can pair it with whatever you like. You could even make a vegetable on the side. But let me get it together and we'll come back and talk about everything that happened. So I went ahead and put it on a plate so you can kind of see how it turned out. It looks amazing. I mean, so simple. I just took a pack of egg noodles. I went ahead and boiled them normal. 1 pack, I think it was like 2.5 pounds, because I have a family of 5 that I'm feeding. So I took 2.5 pounds of the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I seasoned those like normal and just put them with some water and garlic in a pan and just sauteed those. When they were about halfway done, I cut them up, put them back in the pan and finished cooking them. Mixed it all together with about 1.5, actually I ended up with about 2 cups of chicken broth, about 3 tablespoons of bouillon powder, which again, we talked, you could use the better than bouillon. You could also use the packets from ramen noodles that are chicken flavor. Yes, you can use that as your seasoning. But it turned out amazing. And I appreciate y'all being here with me because, as you know, I do not cook real often, and I only like to do this when I absolutely have to. So let's just taste it and see how it is. Look at my chicken, it even looks so delicious. Oh my gosh, that's delicious. I'm always proud of myself when I finish these things. So So very simple. You can do any substitutions. Total, it took me probably about 20 to 30 minutes, and that included cooking the biscuits that I'm having with it, which are just simple canned biscuits. I'm not gonna go above and beyond and cook for hours. This is after school, after dinner meal. Again, it took me probably a total of 30 minutes. Took you guys along with me. I put everything at the beginning as far as the ingredients. Feel free to do substitutions. I'm cooking for a family of 3 teenagers, myself and my husband. Thanks for joining me. This is Lakeisha with What's Next in my husband Johnny's kitchen. And you guys know we've got a little bit of something for everyone. So I look forward to seeing you guys back again. I am going to eat because I am super hungry. My stomach's already growling. Thanks again, guys. See you next time.